The school tyrant twisted his ankle on the court. He turned a cold face to the school beauty and rejected her concern just as I happened to be passing by. Floating captions flickered before my eyes. Just wait till his wife shows up, let's see if it still hurts. No tears, no drama, only because the time hasn't come. Tough in public, in front of the wife he'll whimper, it hurts, hold me. Men are made of steel, until they see their wives. The very next second, the school tyrant saw me, and burst into tears. It hurts, woo-woo. Can you carry me to the infirmary? Joseph Miller looked up at me, pitiful as a drenched puppy. It really hurts. His jersey top lay tossed to one side, abs cinched tight, sweat running along those lines into his gray sweatpants. Frowning, he added, the infirmary is really close. I was about to refuse when the captions popped up again. Who could say no to a 6 feet 3 inches faithful heartthrob in gray sweats? I couldn't. Don't be fooled by Joseph's scowl, around you he's a puppy. When will the heroine realize all those anonymous packages were from Joseph? I can't. This man sends limited edition dresses, then confesses with a Porsche in iceberry pink, a 300 SQM Riverview flat, and a 100K monthly allowance. Sisters, I'm going to get some air, no elevator, no stairs. The words I was about to say stuck in my throat. Excuse me, what? As in, I could just have a gorgeous boyfriend, plus a sports car, a penthouse, and money I can't spend fast enough? Eyes rimmed red, dark bangs damp against his forehead, Joseph's mouth opened and closed, saying something I didn't even catch. It looked very kissable. I clenched the hem of my shirt and glanced up, right into Joseph's gaze. He was watching me with pleading eyes. Please. That's when I noticed the bracelet on his wrist. The same style as the one I received 2 days ago. Any fool could tell they were a couple set. Could it be, the captions were telling the truth? Sensing my hesitation, Joseph hobbled to the chair in front of me and, while I wasn't looking, guided my hand to his ankle. It was swollen and darkening. I can't walk. Half believing the captions, I stepped closer to help him, then misjudged the step and pitched forward into his arms. My lips brushed something warm and soft. Joseph grunted. We were so close I could count the lashes fringing his eyes. There were teardrops clinging to them. To be fair, Joseph was really handsome, and his lips were very soft. Joseph, you said a second ago it didn't hurt. The school beauty finally arrived clutching a first aid kit, her timing impeccable. I snapped back to myself and lurched away. Joseph, pitiful no longer, stared at me outright, then swiped his tongue over the spot I'd accidentally kissed. My face flamed. The captions never mentioned he could be this shameless. The feed went wild, Joseph is gone, lost in bliss. Look at him, still unsatisfied. In gray sweats? There's no hiding anything now. Her, breathing. Joseph, technique. I stared at the nonsense scrolling by, brain blank, eyes straying back to where Joseph sat. My cheeks burned hotter. The school beauty dropped the kit with a thud. I'll take you to the infirmary. She hurried over, trying to peel me away from Joseph. Classmate, keep your distance from Joseph. Don't make trouble here, go to class. Before I could speak, Joseph tugged me back to his side, brow drawn as he cut the school beauty a cold look. Who do you think you are? And how dare you talk to her like that? She froze. So did I, first time seeing a male lead this cool, immune to green tea tricks. In Joseph's world, the only soft, cute girl is the heroine. Everyone else is irrelevant. Girl, take him. He's so in love with you. She'll be too dazzled by her future to sleep. Direct PhD track, a sports car, a penthouse, 100K allowance, and that face every morning. I was almost coaxed into a puddle by the captions. Impatient, Joseph waved the school beauty away. Keep your distance from me, okay? And stop asking my friends to parade you in front of me. Reading the room, his friend grabbed the school beauty and hauled her off the court. That left just Joseph and me. He'd been vicious to her, but toward me he was all puppy-eyed pity. The contrast was stark. I muttered under my breath, it's not that I don't want to help. Joseph's eyes lit at once. The fierce boy from a moment ago was gone. You said you'd carry me to the infirmary. I measured with my hands. You're 6'3". I'm 5'2". A sidelong glance at his long frame perched on the bench. How am I supposed to carry you? I'd have to drag you along the ground. Joseph sputtered a cough. You already did carry me. Now I just need you to come with me to the infirmary. The captions cackled, her deadpan humor, peak top student energy. You've done more than carry, you've kissed. Two meanings in one sentence. 1, I want to carry my wife. 2, I want my wife to escort me to the infirmary. If the school beauty said she'd drag him along the ground, she wouldn't live to see tomorrow's sun. Joseph sprawled on the bleacher seat, legs too long to tuck in. Those legs were longer than my lifespan. I'd heard of Joseph for ages, girls lined from his classroom door to the stairwell to confess. Every time I passed, there were pretty girls with gifts and pink envelopes in hand. My roommate said he was allergic to girls, never accepted a single present or confession, cold to everyone. I used to think he might treat beautiful girls differently. His attitude today proved I was wrong. He seemed uninterested in girls. Except when it came to me. I don't know what possessed me. Okay. I'll take you. We walked together down a quiet path, people kept turning to look. I quickened my pace and pulled out my phone to SOS the dorm group. What do I do? At everyone. A roommate cut me off. You kissed Joseph? Queen behavior. A moment later a link dropped in the chat. The tyrant's darling, who is the girl who kissed the school tyrant? I clicked. Someone had captured the moment I fell into Joseph's arms and posted it on the forum. I looked small against him, I was dressed, flatteringly, and his jersey showed hard lines of muscle. The vibe on a basketball court, electric. The comments were all hunting for the girl. I'm shipping this, athlete tyrant times soft, sexy cupcake. A feast of dusky skin and dewy skin. She looks like top of the class from design. Wasn't Joseph close to the school beauty? I thought they'd get together. Then this girl must be scheming, stealing him away, probably schemed her grades too. My vision went black. Great. Famous schoolwide. Hey, Joseph called. Is this how you're taking me to the infirmary? I realized I'd left him behind hobbling on one foot. Flustered, I locked my phone. He hopped up to me, eyes red again. I'm an injured person. Is this how you treat the wounded, abandoning them? He looked so pitiful. Can't you at least hold my hand? I was powerless against that. 2 seconds later, he was holding my hand, satisfied. The captions rolled again. Don't get the wrong idea. Joseph treats the school beauty like a dude. He only likes you. He'll declare it on the forum soon, you'll see. Accept Joseph's delightful home invasion brand of love. Future husband, where are you? I'm about to faint. And when you two reach the infirmary, the power's going to cut. In the dark you'll be kissing till your lips go numb. Sure enough, the instant we stepped inside, the lights went out. A grinning skull model glinted eerily in a box. I squeaked and dove into Joseph's chest. He was already unsteady, my weight sent us pitching backward onto the clinic bed. I ended up sprawled across him, breath loud in the quiet room. His breathing grew heavier too. Elizabeth Park. I was just about to apologize when Joseph rasped, voice gone rough, you just grabbed my equipment. I shot off the bed like a spring. It didn't even occur to me to wonder how he knew my name. No wonder it felt hard, I'd thought it was his abs. The captions lost their minds. School nurse, slow down, I want to watch them do the deed. If Joseph could help it, he'd have his wife lying on him, riding him, grinning like a fool. If the power hadn't come back, who knows what would have happened in this tiny room. Joseph looked at me, helpless. It's not that I didn't want you to touch. I coughed violently. Seeing that, he grabbed my hand and put it back on him. Don't be upset. Touch here. He guided my hand under his shirt. So that's what abs felt like. Blushing, he turned his head away. Don't touch there. I won't be able to hold back. My face exploded with heat. I didn't mean to. He kept my hand. I don't care whether you meant to. Elizabeth Park. You have to take responsibility. The lights flicked on. The school nurse stood in the doorway, staring at us. Students, this is the infirmary. I jerked around. Through metal frames, her stern gaze cut right through me. Take your couple fun elsewhere, please. A few students behind her peered in, faces avid. Then came the squeals. Isn't that Joseph? And who's the girl sitting on him? Dear God. I wanted to crawl into a hole. I opened my mouth to explain that it wasn't what it looked like. But Joseph pulled me into his arms, pointed to me, and said to the doorway crowd, her. She's my girlfriend. Every eye snapped to him. I stared, stunned, like I was dreaming. Dreams wouldn't even go this far. Flustered, I pushed out of his arms. I have class. I'm going. Before he could speak, I fled. Behind me, he called my name. Elizabeth. This is how you take responsibility. I clapped my hands over my ears and pretended not to hear. On the way back to the dorm, I pulled a cap low over my face while people buzzed. Joseph was the one on bottom. Apparently when they walked in, they were this close to kissing. The tyrant has a shy side. I shivered as I passed them. The captions rolled. Joseph walks out of the infirmary and the sky changes. Tyrant turns gentle husband. What's wrong with being soft for your wife? I mean posture, not, downstairs. Our Joseph plays ball, big and skilled. The heroine fleeing? Of course, the top student is immune to small temptations. I hacked a cough. How did the captions know everything? Even Joseph's measurements? I sprinted for the dorm. The moment I opened the door, 3 pairs of sparkling, knowledge-hungry eyes locked onto me, hungrier than finals week. A roommate shoved bubble tea into my hands, greedy for first-hand intel. I heard you didn't just kiss Joseph. You jumped him in the infirmary? I sprayed tapioca. Who's spreading nonsense? She thrust her phone at me. The earlier post had been edited half an hour ago. Elizabeth, apple of the tyrant's eye, did the school tyrant turn puppy? His mystery girlfriend revealed. Now there was a photo of me straddling Joseph on the clinic bed. The comments were pure yellow. So spicy, turns out the campus 1v1 I've been binging is happening IRL. Elizabeth's curves, pressed flush to him. And Joseph's hand at her waist, tension for days. I hate not having a thunder god. Fine, I admit it. I backed the school beauty before, my eyes were trash. So Joseph's a puppy in private, nothing fierce about him. If he knew his rep had flipped like this, he'd gather his boys to rough me up and clear his name. Groaning, I collapsed into bed hugging my milk tea. A minute later my roommate shrieked, check the forum. I opened it with a tapioca still in my mouth and saw Joseph had replied, what's wrong with being a puppy? I like it. I stared at his reply for a long moment, then my eyes fell on a bracelet in my organizer, the same model as his. My heart skipped. Before I knew it I'd slipped it onto my wrist. My roommate squealed and pogoed with anti-smiles. A new friend request buzzed my phone. The intro was short, Joseph/puppy. I accepted and promptly buried my head under the covers and turned off my phone. For 3 days I hid from Joseph, and from the girls who looked at me with starry eyes and gave me thumbs up when I walked by. It was finally the weekend, and my roommates couldn't hold back anymore, they were going out to eat. My mouth was watering, so I tagged along. We'd barely reached the barbecue place when the floating captions popped back up. Coming up next, she runs, he chases, even wings won't save her. After 3 days hiding from Joseph, the moment the heroine steps out, fate shoves her right into him. You can't block destiny. Any minute now she'll bump into Joseph, the school bell will use a party game to get close and try to stick to him. Heroine, hurry over and peel the bell off Joseph. As if Joseph would ever give the school bell a chance. Thinking about what's about to happen is already making me laugh. I stepped 1 foot inside, and froze. At the big table in the very back, a guy was sitting with his back to me. Black t-shirt, elbow on the table, and on his wrist, that bracelet, so out of place among a pack of guys. I yanked my roommate's sleeve. Let's go somewhere else. She blinked at me. Out the door you said you were craving barbecue and told me, go, remember? From the corner of my eye, I saw a guy stand up at the back table and head toward the entrance. I dragged my roommate for the door. He passed right by me and walked out. I patted my chest and let out a long breath. A second later he backtracked a few steps and stopped in front of me, voice plenty loud. Hey, isn't this Joseph's wife? At the word wife, my roommate's eyes lit up like floodlights. Wife? Yeah. He jerked his thumb at the table inside. Joseph lost a round of truth or dare and had to show us his pinned WeChat contacts. He's labeled her, kissy wifey. My roommate followed his finger. Joseph? I looked too, straight into Joseph's eyes. I panicked and looked away. Who else would it be but Elizabeth, the one he thinks about day and night? He hasn't had anyone to play ball with these last few days, can't even sink his threes. He goes out to eat and can't focus because his wife won't reply to messages. The guy would have gone on, but a cold voice cut him off. Joseph had come up behind him. And his eyes didn't leave me. You talk too much. Shut up. Properly cowed, the guy scratched his head and looked to me for rescue. Gia, eat with us? Order whatever you want. Joseph's paying. Under Joseph's stare, all I wanted was to bolt. My food-obsessed roommate heard the words Joseph's paying and grinned ear to ear, hauling me inward by the hand. Only when we got close did I realize the school bell was here too. I picked the most out-of-the-way seat and had barely sat down when she stood with a smile. That seat is Joseph's. Mortified, I started to move. But Joseph's hand pressed down on my shoulder from behind. She can sit wherever she wants. Not your call. The school bell drew breath to argue, but one of Joseph's teammates tugged her back. Joseph waved for the waiter to add a stool, then slid in next to me like it was the most natural thing in the world. Too close, every flicker of my side vision was Joseph. And his cool mint scent filled my breath. Suddenly the skewers on the table smelled like nothing, the man beside me smelled like everything. So good, I murmured under my breath. Joseph suddenly leaned in. What did you say? All I could see was the proud bridge of his nose, and below it, those flushed lips. He let out a soft laugh. Got you. I heard. You said I smell good. He straightened, and my whole face went nuclear. The captions went feral. Hello, where do I kneel to receive this model, obedient yet a little bratty? The heroine eats too well. And later Joseph, afraid her roommate will be bored, even introduces his own bro to her. If I can't be the heroine, I'll take being the heroine's roommate. I have to go downstairs for air, no elevator, no stairs. Joseph turned sideways, propped his chin in his palm, and looked at me. My dazed face made him chuckle. He reached out and poked my dimple. I snapped back like I'd been shocked. I'll drive you home later, he said. I answered on reflex. What about my roommate? Joseph's smile deepened. That guy from earlier is my brother, Lucas. Family assets, multiple 9 figures, real estate, conservatively dozens of units, 6'1" and handsome. As for his equipment, only a few centimeters shorter than mine, and a very good temper. I'll have him take your roommate home. I thought I'd misheard. My roommate's eyes nearly fell out of her head. Lucas shot Joseph a helpless look. I lured your wife here for you, and this is how you sell your brother out. My roommate batted her lashes at Lucas. He spread his hands, then dropped a Lamborghini key into her palm. Know how to drive? She bobbed her head like a pecking chick. I've had too much to drink. You drive, I'll ride shotgun. Excuse me? So Joseph arranged my roommate and me just like that? He hooked a finger under my chin and turned my head back, grumbling. You looked at him for 52 seconds and looked at me for 48. Is he more handsome than me? Taller than me. Better than me. I slapped a hand over his mouth to stop the nonsense. And he simply caught my hand, laced our fingers, and placed it on him. A smile tugged at his lips. In the car I'll let you touch all you want. No more looking at other men. In the din, my heart pounded like a drum. We haven't finished Truth or Dare, the school bell said, standing and staring in our direction. Then keep playing, Joseph replied, swirling the glass on the table. The captions rolled, you little punk, you just want to trick your wife's true feelings out of her. In the end you'll trick yourself, exposed down to your underwear. The school bell is blind to what's right beside her. Someone who likes her has watched her chase Joseph and even helped her strategize. His heart's in shards. Third round, Joseph again. The question, how many relationships have you had so far? Joseph paused, thumbed the bracelet at his wrist. None. I stared at him, wide-eyed. I've grown this big and only ever liked one person. I whipped my head away, too fast to meet his eyes. Across from us, the school bell's eyes were red, tears on the verge of falling. A new round began. Joseph's phone lit on the table. He hung up instantly. I caught the caller ID with a quick glance, SF Express, courier. Everyone looked toward Joseph. From farther down the table I could just make out his phone wallpaper. Lucas, never one to waste a good fire, whistled. Who's the girl on your lock screen? Only then did I really look. A girl in a pure white dress, playing the piano on a lit stage. The very image of a white moonlight, first love from a novel. Joseph's ears went red in a flash. He pocketed the phone, shot Lucas a look. Shut up. Then, trying to be casual, he cut a glance at me. My roommate tugged my sleeve. Hey, Elizabeth, didn't you go to high school here? And didn't you tell me you passed grade 8 piano? Only then did I notice the banner hanging in the photos corner, Lynn City No. 1 High, Annual Arts Gala. I remembered, senior year, in our key class everyone did nothing but study. The day before the performance, our homeroom teacher pulled me in to fill a slot with a piano solo. And I just happened to be wearing a white dress like that day. Lucas quit joking. Bro, you ran a pure love arc without me. Weren't we competing in high school to see who could pee farther? Joseph said nothing. The dice on the table stopped. The school bell's voice cut the air. Fourth round still falls to Joseph. Dare, kiss the person of the opposite sex across from you for 5 seconds. And the school bell was directly across from Joseph. No sooner had she spoken than my roommate shot to her feet, furious. Excuse me, can't you read the room? I yanked my roommate back down. My brain was porridge. The school bell leaned toward Joseph, voice wobbling with tears. I've chased you for so long. Can't you at least fulfill a dare for me? My roommate rolled her eyes to the heavens. The next second, Joseph nodded. Sure. Lucas stared like he'd been slapped, mouthing, have you lost your mind? Joseph stood and crooked a finger. The school bell, thrilled, stood and moved toward him. I knew it, you wouldn't ignore me. Joseph lifted a glass, tipped it back, and let out a soft laugh. The rules didn't say I can't change seats, did they? The school bell smile froze, tears drying on her cheeks. Lucas burst out laughing, thumped my roommate lightly on the chest. Scared me to death. My roommate. The school bell watched, helpless, as Joseph walked to her spot. Now directly across from me. He cocked a brow at me, a smile tugging his mouth. Girlfriend, how about a kiss? I clenched the hem of my shirt. And, God knows why, let my eyes flutter shut. Mint and Joseph's warmth drew close, my breath sped up. I think I heard him murmur, amused, quite the tactic. His forefinger touched the corner of my mouth. His lips brushed lightly over mine. I don't know how long we stayed like that. At last he bent to my ear. Open your eyes. I did, and fell straight into the smile simmering in his. His whisper still circled my ear. Later, in the car, I'll let you kiss me and touch me till you're satisfied. How had I never realized Joseph was this handsome? The more I looked, the more lethal it became. All right, Lucas groused, downing a drink. So tonight's team dinner was just bait to haul us here as props, huh? No wonder you suddenly told me mid-meal to go pick up the takeout. Schemer. The captions rolled again. I'm dying. Nothing cuts like a best bros roast. The school bell just got wrecked by Joseph on the spot. Ha 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 ha. The heroine doesn't know yet. Joseph's been following her on an alt for 5 years. He saw her moments post about barbecue, immediately booked his whole team to accidentally run into her, totally planned. When she gets back to the dorm, she'll see what Joseph had SF Express rush over just now, a Chanel 25, Kelly, in pink. You can't buy it here, so he had his parents bring it in from abroad, all because she liked to post about it on Little Red Book. Enough. Leopard cat gods, is it still in time for me to reincarnate? My brain felt too small for all this. I'd had a few sips of beer at the table, a pleasant fuzziness swam up. I stood. I'm done. Bathroom. At the sink I splashed water on my face. The heat dimmed a little, but my cheeks were still burning. Only then did I notice a text from 2 hours ago. I froze at the contents. I'm back in the country. Near your campus. Can we meet? The caption surged again. One wave hasn't settled and the next rises. Joseph's road to chasing his wife is long. Her white moonlight X is about to show. Joseph will see their atmosphere and be furious. White moonlight belongs in memory, the right person at the wrong time. Be brave, Joseph. You've waited 5 years, what obstacle could stop you now? The heroine already let go long ago, white moonlight is just a catalyst for the leads to level up. Joseph, don't cry, your wife already likes you. A message from Joseph popped up. Why aren't you back yet? Should I come find you? I typed a reply while walking back. I was almost there when someone called my name. Elizabeth? Still a little woozy, I turned blankly. At the end of the corridor stood a tall man in a black hoodie. Metal half-rim glasses, a middle-part fringe, his phone in long, clean-jointed fingers. The next second, my phone rang. So it really is you. Why didn't you answer my texts? He started toward me, only to be blocked by a taller figure. Joseph, step by step, came to stand in front of me, raised his hand, and pressed a finger to the man's chest. She hasn't even replied to me. Why should she reply to you? The man's gaze slid between us. He took 2 steps back. Sorry, he said. Let me introduce myself. I'm Elizabeth's ex-boyfriend. Henry George. Henry's eyes settled on Joseph. And you are, what, to Elizabeth? The buzz of alcohol drained out of me, I sobered fast. Henry leaned, trying to look past Joseph at me. I finished my courses overseas ahead of schedule, he said. Congratulations, I answered. He frowned, emphasizing each word. This time I'm not leaving again. I've already started interning at a major company. If all goes well I'll go full-time soon. The office is right by your campus, very convenient. Convenient for what? I cut in. At my edge, Henry reached to take my hand, and I deliberately dodged him. He held out a gift bag. This is for you. A Tiffany necklace, the very one I'd coquettishly asked him to buy for me back when we were long distance in freshman year. Time had stripped it of meaning. The best person had already appeared. Henry added gently, I mean, it'll be convenient to meet, if you're willing. No more Pacific Ocean and time zones between us. Joseph turned his head to look at me. I happened to look up. His eyes were red again, clearly aggrieved, stubbornly silent. Pitiful. Like a puppy wagging at its owner. My mouth tilted into a smile. The warmth on my lips hadn't quite faded. I slipped my arm through Joseph's and smiled at Henry. Not convenient. I lifted Joseph's hand and gave it a little shake in front of Henry. Forgot to answer your question. Joseph. My boyfriend. We had walked a little way before Joseph processed it. I'm your boyfriend now. Damn, since when? I coughed lightly. Probationary period. Joseph promptly sent 10,000 to every bystander who'd witnessed it. Consider it early wedding candy. I stared, stunned. What about mine? 2 seconds later, the Alipay chime, 100,000 received. I opened the app, 6 figures. My eyes went dazzled. In the gaps, my roommate was spamming me, letrastare.jpg letrastare.jpg letrastare.jpg. 20 years single, and I finally touched a man's abs. So what if he's shorter than Joseph, then shorter? So what if his stream doesn't reach as far, then not as far. I don't care. 2 seconds later she added, Lucas just pinned me to the wall by the throat. He told me not to believe that beast Joseph. He emphasized 3 times he's longer than Joseph, pees farther than Joseph, and lasts longer than Joseph. He said if I still don't believe, he'll kiss me until I can't speak. Me, do you too, not believe in politeness? I wanted to keep gossiping. Finally I understood the joy of eating melon. But the next second Joseph snatched my phone. The captions flashed, okay, I admit I used to hate on passerby NPCs in novels. In this one I volunteer to be passerby A. Let me transmigrate. Rumi times Lucas has chemistry, author, please open a spin-off. The little lovebirds just got together and fresh trouble arrives. The heroine's hard-won guaranteed grad school spot gets reported for academic misconduct. At that last line, the hand I'd just put back on Joseph's abs went limp. My excitement felt doused with a bucket of cold water. I wilted in the passenger seat like a beaten eggplant. Not touching. One hand on the wheel, Joseph glanced over. What's wrong? Did I upset you? He sent another 100,000. Then, rubbing his nose as if thinking it through, he announced, I think the subway tires you out. I'll get you a Porsche in iceberry pink. Everyone says girls like that color. Lucas bought that one for his sister. And that canvas toad is digging into your shoulder. Let me get you a pink Dior lady. Isn't the dorm too cramped? I looked at a 300 square meter Riverview condo by the embankment. Move in once your grad placement is confirmed, okay? Let me think, maybe the money isn't enough. He pulled a card holder from the console, slipped out a black card, and placed it in my hand. There's 1 million on it. Use that first. Afterward I'll deposit 100,000 every month. Even the coldest woman would smile at a promise like that. But thinking of the accusation, I couldn't quite smile. So I smiled and cried at once. Tears plinked onto the black card. And the corners of my mouth still crept upward when I looked at it. I pulled out my phone, deciding to strike first. I messaged my counselor, has the recommended grad school list been finalized? The reply came fast. I was just about to tell you. Someone has reported you to the department for academic misconduct. The college wants to keep this contained, my counselor explained. Everyone knows how hard you study, so we're working on it. The dean told me not to tell you yet, afraid it would affect your state. What we fear, she added, is that we won't be able to keep the lid on it if the accuser whips up public opinion. I got every detail I could from her and spent the entire week camped in the library preparing documentation. Saturday night, while everyone was scrolling the forum, a post suddenly shot to the top. My roommate shook me awake, face grave. Check the forum. Now. The post spelled it out in black and white. I, under my real name, report Elizabeth for falsifying grades, falsifying papers, suspected academic misconduct, and obtaining a guaranteed grad school spot through improper relations. A student whose monthly allowance is only 1,500 somehow uses luxury handbags and the latest iPhone. These behaviors demonstrate the presence of improper relations. Such a person of low character should not be granted a guaranteed spot. My eyes dropped to the real name ID. It was the quietest person in our dorm. My roommate spat in the direction of her bunk. Bad luck. A backstabbing witch. Next to that, the school bell almost seems normal. Looks like Joseph was right. Time to move out. Everyone around you knows how hard you work, my roommate said. And those anonymous packages weren't even bought by you. I glanced at the unopened packages in the corner of the dorm. By morning, after a night of fermentation, the whole campus knew. My counselor messaged me, we may have to temporarily withdraw your guaranteed spot and proceed only after the investigation. If you're out, your roommate is next in line to receive the quota. I didn't argue. I sent over every piece of evidence I'd compiled. I hadn't wanted it to get this loud, but I also attached screenshots proving she'd cheated during finals week. Then I posted on the forum and at her directly, at Rachel, here is my evidence. Can you present clear materials proving the truth of your claims? Or is stirring public opinion all you can do? I'd barely hit send when, seconds later, Joseph quoted my post. And uploaded dozens of shipping numbers. Sorry, not sorry. The bags and the phone were bought by me. Is there a problem with buying things for my wife? I opened the images he'd posted. Almost every item was something I'd once quietly liked for a while. He'd bought all of them. I'd been so busy with this mess that I'd ignored him. I sent him an emoji, pouty.jpg. Joseph replied in a second, boo-hoo-hoo-hoo, wife, you finally answered me. I knew you didn't hate me, you were just swamped with this. Me, pat.jpg. Public opinion flipped on a dime. Rachel's move had been vicious, she'd wanted to gag me with the crowd, drown out anything I might say, turn me into a mute under the tide. But lately I'd been half the campus headline, with that kind of attention, who could cork my mouth? All she'd done was toss herself into the fire. The next day, the college called me in. I looked coldly at Rachel as she clutched at me, begging. Elizabeth, I just lost my head. We're friends, you treat me so well, you always treat me so well. You'll forgive me, right? I flung her hand off. I won't settle. Handle it formally. A week later, Rachel was expelled. At the same time I received that gratifying notice, Lucas texted, "Come downstairs." He was leaning against his supercar. "I told you to dress up," he groaned, collapsing when he saw me in Hello Kitty pajamas and giant slide sandals. "You're going like this?" I twirled, showing off the adorable kitten. "What? It's cute. At least don't wear the slides." Despairing, he stuffed me into the passenger seat. Only when he dropped me at the shore did I realize what was happening. As I stepped out, fireworks exploded across the sea, a crown of light above the water. My turn to panic. "You did not say it would be this formal." Too late. Lucas gave me a gentle shove toward the figure on the sand. Joseph sat on a high stool with a guitar in his arms, watching me take those last steps toward him. "Elizabeth. There's a romance I want to try, with you. Will you?" The moment the words fell, the fireworks flared, colors mirrored in both our eyes. My heart pounded like a drum. "I will."